I'm going to show you how to do a device check on a Servo U ventilator. 9 times out of 10 the device is in standby, and so once we've changed our expiratory cassette and we've going to get a new circuit for the ventilator, we want to do our device check by pressing the pre-use check button up here. It asks us on the screen, do you want to start the pre-use check? And we say yes. It will automatically enter into the tests. The first test is an internal check, and we need to use a piece of test tube here to perform that check. We need to connect between the inspiratory and the expiratory and tell the device, yes, okay, and it will perform the test. You see, it's passed with a green tick there. As it goes through the tests that is performed move up to the top of the screen, and the tests yet to be performed are at the bottom. It's now testing for gas supply. As you can see, it's passed. Internal leakage. Now it's going to check the battery switch, and it will ask us to unplug the power cord. And then plug it back in. Now the next part of this test will ask us to put on our patient circuit. We are going to put on a basic adult breathing circuit, because that's the circuits we are using currently. So you just put your normal adult tubing on, and it asks you to block the Y-piece, which it is. Press OK. Now it's asking to unblock the Y-piece. It's checking the resistance and compliance of the circuit in these tests. You can see it's passed. And the last test is the alarm. You can see here that all the device check has passed here. It does say that the measurements are not recommended for HFOV. Just say OK if it's passed, and it brings you back to the standby screen. It will ask you to change to a new patient and clear the data from the previous patient, so we say yes. And now your ventilator is ready to go. Just a few things to mention, that if you change the patient circuit but not the block, and so you're moving to another adult circuit, you can just perform the patient circuit test part rather than do the entire pre-use check. As I said, normally they are kept in standby, plugged in. However, occasionally they will be turned off at the back of the ventilator, and you will need to turn them on. So I'm just going to show you where that switch is at the back. It's behind the door, and there is a switch just here. To actually move the switch, you need to pull down the cover very carefully so that you can flick backwards and forwards. That's currently off, and that's on. So if you come to a ventilator that's not turned on, then the power switch has probably been turned off at the back, and you will need to do a hard starter. And then you automatically will have to do the full pre-use check. It will ask you straight away, do you want to start a pre-use check? And then you will have to say yes, and go through exactly the same sequence as we did earlier on.